Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, how are we doing today, guys? We got AMC breaking out of its upsloping resistance today, seeing an increase in volume over the last 3 days. Like we talked about, we want to see this bad boy stair step in volume every single day, and now you're seeing it do it again. Opening the day at 10 a.m., currently trading about a third of the previous day, already at 22.69 million shares, right? So you're seeing this thing gradually stair step in volume as shorts continue to get cooked, and the breakout on the day is the big story, right? But you're coming into this yellow resistance trend, or this very, very stubborn shelf in price, right? Look at this cup on price. That is your last key resistance before you see this thing melt up to 318. What is above 318? MOAS. Not really MOAS, but kind of just stay tuned with me while we explain what is above 318, right? So we got the arrow going up. Let's grab some more icons along the day. All right, we got very fitting for SpaceX IPO. Let's get that in there. All right, let's get this one in here. Come on, we got to put that in a strategic location. All right. So this is going to be the theme of the day, right? You got SpaceX IPO. You're breaking out of your upsloping resistance channel, and you're challenging 250, which is a very key technical location. The high of the day at 241, okay? So above 318, you guessed it, MOAS, right? Not really, but above 318, there's not a lot of resistance, taking you all the way up to 1052. Now, you're going to have occasional resistance shelves, right? 563 is going to be a big one. That was this rejection right here. And then there's a couple different ones. I would say probably 720 to 712, right? This previous low that acted as support and resistance on the way down. 5 and 7 are it, guys. Above this golden trend line, as well as this horizontal resistance trend, there is nada. And I'm going to make this a little bit quicker of a video on AMC today because there's not a whole lot to talk about based off of the last few days. You're breaking out, your volume trend is nice, and we're going to get into one more thing that is exciting. But genuinely, traders, I'm freaking jacked, man. When you look at where you are today on AMC, outperforming the broader market. And not only that, but you're also seeing a good amount of volume on a retail stock when you're having the largest IPO in freaking history, guys. And that's fascinating to me. It really is. You've seen a lot of apes come back to play. And the reason I put tendies up here by this $10 threshold, well, if you watched the last video, you know that above $10, guys, your previous all-time low, look at the volume gaps in the freaking chart. This 40 to 10 area is going to be one of the most illiquid and one of the most volatile stretches of price action that you've seen in the entire stock, right? We covered on the quarterly time frame, but I think the daily gives you a better snippet of just how fast price action moves, right? Look at this 10, right? I'm not just playing around here. Look at how fast it moves from 10 all the way up to 100, right? Specifically 40, but 10 to 100 real quick, right? Now look at that same move down. Just reposition. Exact same territory, exact same stock, right? And you've left all of these volume gaps that make it just as easy to come down, just as easy to go up, baby. And if you enter that threshold, right, and say you close it on the weekly, the monthly, or a larger time frame, it is likely, in my opinion, that you see this thing. Come on, right? I want to see this thing go freaking ballistic. I want to see the retail apes win again because there's no better feeling than AMC green, right? So you're seeing a beautiful day so far on the weekly time frame, doing exactly what you had to do, right? You're freaking closing a 31.28% week as AMC is looking to be oversold or overbought on the weekly time frame, right? For the first time since May of 2021, traders, on the weekly time frame. This is so big. This is insane, right? Look at the weekly candle that came with going into the greed zone, or as many call it, the bull zone. And I say that because the biggest freaking moves happen when you enter the zone. And although it is oftentimes where you get those, right, the rug pull or the price coming back to center, the biggest volatility happens when you cross this threshold of 70 on the RSI. Look at what happened here, right? You're freaking up 277% in 1 week. This one was 116%. You are now rivaling that run. And that is insane to me that this thing is can stop, won't stop AMC. That if you enter the bull zone on AMC, there is a very likelihood scenario in which you're all the way up here at 318 already, and then you enter it. And then you go, right? You see that daily candle of 50, 60, 70% into 5 whatever, right? 556 as that new horizontal resistance. So we're just going to draw it now, right? We're going to draw it now. We're going to revisit later, but that's going to be a very important area to watch. Beyond that, probably the most exciting thing of the day for you guys that I want to just stop in and give you guys an update on is the golden cross for AMC. This has not happened since 2021 as well. It was back in February 1st of 2021 after you squeezed the first time. Look at where you are, right? You now have less than 30 freaking cents between your 50-day EMA and your 200, guys. That is so freaking bullish. It's insane. And you're above both of them. Substantially so. You're above the 9, you're above the 200, you're above the 50. These are going to start curling up much faster. You can see the 200 EMA is already beginning to slope upwards. That is the most bullish scenario for AMC. And if you get that golden cross, guys, I expect some freaking boom, boom candles, baby. I expect this thing to go ballistic like we're talking about. So the fact that you're doing all this and you're not even not that many people are paying attention to AMC right now. That is so bullish to me. That is so bullish to me. On the daily time frame, you're still putting in that third touch of bearish div. So that's something to very much so watch out for, right? 1, 2, 3 higher highs, but 1, 2, 3 lower lows or lower highs on the RSI. That is the only thing that I can find on this bad boy that would be any touch of bearish, right? So maybe you say you reject here going into the day, SPY takes a big pullback, and the IPO for SpaceX dumps, right? Very possible. You see this thing come all the way back down to the uptrend, and then you're good, right? Very, very possible. Very, very possible. Let's see. As we mentioned on the quarterly time frame, I am not worried in the least, guys. You are now eclipsing this freaking quarterly red candle that you were down 37% with an 137% green quarterly candle, guys. That's the most bullish scenario you could ask for on this stock. And not only that, but you're doing the dirty, right? You're about to get a quarterly MACD cross for the first time since 2021, traders, and the similarities are striking. They are so obvious to me right now that you're getting this kind of run up in the price, right? When you look at the technical profit target of this falling wedge, it is the full length from the top to the bottom of the wedge, and you place that on top of the breakout. Your current falling wedge resistance line is right around that 318 to 330 territory if you broke it today, right? And if you break out of that, traders, that is your full extension, $130. Depending on where you break, you could break down here, right? Maybe it's November or August, and that takes you up to $109 or right around the 200-day EMA at 96 schmeckles. That's why I have this little box here. If you play that out, traders, this thing prints hundreds of new millionaires, and we all walk away into the sunset with our hands held high. So I think that's all I got on the day for AMC. I just want to give you guys a quick stock update on the freaking ticker. If you guys enjoyed it, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I will continue to update you guys on the bull thesis for AMC. I love each and every single one of you guys. You guys have been great. Comments have been out of control, right? We're having fun down there, so make sure to drop one today. And remember, traders, the best is yet to come. Let's go.